What's going on, guys? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and I am back with another DM's Guild Spotlight video. If you recall, I used to do these weekly, but at that point I was only doing one stream a week. It was the one in person behind me, and I wasn't running it, I was playing in it. So since then, we've added two more streams, essentially two more games, plus the game I run. Plus another stream on Wednesdays. So the amount of content has picked up on the live streaming side. So that has, and not to mention all the Xanathar's Guide coverage and all the videos. So to just keep this little succinct at the start, DM's Guild Spotlight videos are basically at request. If you are a content creator and you would like to have me review your content, I will gladly do that. If you are a fan of the channel or the fan of the DM's Guild and you would like me to review something, I will also do that. If you're a content creator and you're basically giving it to me to review, or you're a fan, you want me to review it, obviously pay what you want, and free ones are going to go to the top versus ones where I might have to shell out $15 to $20 for some of these modules. Just to throw that out there. So, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about Danger at Deepforge by FreshRad Games. This is the folks from FreshRad reached out to me and said, hey, could you do a review of our module? And I said, absolutely, give me some time, because PAX and Xanathar's. So let's jump over to the DM's Guild. So here we are. It is currently a $2 PDF to download it. You can see it only has one review, which is a shame. But it is a 5-star review, which I don't think is unreasonable based on what I talk when I'll go through it. But here's the adventure synopsis that everybody can get access to. Samnall Mac Rand, a dwarven noble, tasked the adventurers with recovering a priceless heat pump. It was taken as a spoil of war by a drow army some years ago. Can the party reach the mine, retrieve the heat pump, and smuggle it through the wilds and back to civilization? 2-hour adventure for 3 to 7 first or second level characters, but it is specifically optimized for 5 first level characters. We just pop down and check out the review. This is a cool module worthy of your consideration. It has a wide range of encounters with multiple solutions, and characters of all classes and playstyles will have a chance to contribute. There's a minecart sequence, which I will talk about. There's a lot of replay value with a couple major crossroads and wandering monster table. So that is what Jerry here on the DM's Guild had to say about it. Well, Jerry, I've got to echo your sentiments, so let's hop into the module. Now, as I typically do, I don't want to reveal everything in the module, as it is one that you have to pay for. So, since I don't want to give you everything up front, because then why would you buy it? I mean, you may do it anyway, but, you know, we're on the internet. If you can get something for free, you might just take that. So, but I spoke with the folks over at FreshRad, and they told me that I can basically reveal as much as I want. So I'm going to use my best judgment on what I can and cannot reveal to you guys. So first of all, we can scroll down, and I love the layout. Let me just pull up it on the other side here. I love the layout of this because it is very much... it is reminiscent of an Adventure League module. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have... I'm sure a lot of you guys have played. I don't know how many of you guys have actually judged or ran games in the Adventurers League. But this is sort of the layout of all of the modules. They have this kind of crimson red text for the headers, and just the layout, the fonts and everything, the black box text, the green boxes. That's exactly what it looks like. So, another thing that's common in the Adventurers League is this table right here, adjusting the adventure. So it will tell you, basically, here's how you optimize it for more or less PCs based on their level and the party strength, which is here. Which is key, because as we all know, not every party of 4 first-level adventurers is made the same. It could be 4 wizards, and they're all pretty weak, but they can blow everything up, you know, so it depends. So that is scaled through, and as you were to go through the adventure, you will see there will be blocks that basically say, like, if it's a weaker party, remove this. If it's a stronger party, add this. So that works out really well. And again, I actually, when I spoke to the guys, or the folks rather, from FreshRad, I said, hey, is this Adventure League legal? Because the flow of the document and the presentation of it is so Adventure League savvy, and the appearance, and even the well-written text and the way the module is designed, that I just automatically assumed that it was an AL module. It is not, but I feel like with a little bit of, if they go that route, they could very easily get this approved. So here we've got the background, the adventure. They actually have this nice flowchart, which I've never seen before, which sort of shows there's some branching paths you can see. And that shows that off. I will also say right here at the top, I'm a huge fan of this. They have adventure hooks. So if you're a noble, a merchant, a hermit, or you're just looking for work, these are reasons why your character may decide to go on this adventure. I will also say it is set in the Forgotten Realms. So it's set in you see right here, the Earth Spur Mountains, which is the Forgotten Realms. So it will fit into your existing realms lore if you so choose. That being said, it's not so dependent on the Forgotten Realms world and universe and everything that you couldn't just drag and drop this into any homebrew setting of your choice. I actually have a very, because I really like the uniqueness of this adventure, I think this may be making an appearance in my upcoming homebrew campaign in the new year. Potentially as the starting kind of mission for the group. So I'm going to scroll through some stuff off screen just because I don't want to give too much away. It is a cool intro module. So it does have combat in it, and varied combat at that. As you heard from the review, there's ways that basically every type of party member will have their own chance to shine. And that is both in combat, but there are also a surprising amount of cool social interaction things. And again, you can kind of see the branching paths here at high level on this flowchart. A lot of that will depend on what choices you make and how you roleplay things. And the characters are, the NPCs that you're interacting with are very well defined, to the point of even mannerisms, facial tics, what they do with their hands, things like that that just help make those characters seem more unique. And again, I'll click through. There is also 3 magic items, or I guess 2 magic items and a potion, if you will. But 2 of those things are unique to this adventure, and they're very cool. And then 1 is more of a standard magic item with some unique flair to it. So there is 2 major role-playing scenes. A major role-playing scene involving goblins. Actually, a couple. But 1 major one. And then 1 involving kobolds. It's a first-level adventure, so goblins and kobolds make sense. But, as you know, I'm sure many adventurers have found out, while goblins and kobolds are weak, it is their numbers that make them strong, and in this situation, depending on your party size, it may behoove you to try and roleplay. And I would say, I would hope that happens, because there's some really cool roleplay stuff that can happen. And then, like, to the point where if there's interrogation and asking questions, there's a list of nice things that they know, but not all of them may be true, but these are things that they're going to say, and that's completely up to your party whether they attempt to insight it. If they just feel like they've got it and go forward, they may just take all of that at face value and see what happens. So there is the encounter with the goblins and the kobolds I already told you about. I'm going to skip down to this one part, just basically adjusting the encounter to show you off this. So you can see if it's a strong party, it tells you what it should be, and it says very strong, add 4 gray oozes, weak, remove 1, strong, add 1. So it just sort of shows you that depending, like, there's the base amount for if your party is there, and then you scale it up and down. There is some cool options to get non-gold piece value items, like if you chip off some of the rare gemstones or find chips of rare rocks, that can be sold. So it's not just gold pieces. it's cool, thematic. You're in a mine, right? So there's rocks and things you may want to look out for to help make the mine feel more miney, I guess. But my absolute favorite part, which I will get to in just a sec, I will say to talk to that point before, there is a wandering monster table. It has, it's similar, I guess, to Wizards of the Coast style. It is a D20 roll, and up to a certain number, nothing happens, and then above a certain number, different things happen. So there is 5 different options for random encounters, and they are cool, they're different, and they are mine-themed. So that is awesome. And then, yes, my absolute favorite part, which is, originally I had a plan for my homebrew game, and this part of it won me over to make this one to be my intro mission. There is a minecart scene. And I'm sure when I tell you a minecart scene, you automatically have a vision in your head of what this is going to be. So, it can go one of 2 ways. You can walk along the tracks, or if you take the one handout that you find, that's sort of how to work the minecart, and it is, that's the one handout for the adventure, which I guess I can flip down to real quick. So you can see here it's kind of got runes and spattered. And again, I will also show you there are maps, nicely drawn, crisp maps that will, for the various sections of the game. The minecart, there's that handout. And basically, if things can be deciphered, you can sort of figure out how to get things going and use the cart. And then if you're able to use the minecart, now it is every Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, all those Donkey Kong levels from Donkey Kong Country, basically everything you've ever seen where you're in the minecart and you're going and then shit starts happening. And there is basically, this is a cool opportunity for role-playing for the party about how they want to do this. Would your party, are they the kind that would jump in a minecart and use that? Are they the kind that will walk behind the minecart and slowly push it? All sorts of cool stuff like that. But then there is a table. I guess it's not really a table, but there are a list of several things that can happen. Basically encounters on the minecart thing. Things that you would expect, like, oh, low ceiling, everybody duck so you don't get hit. Or like the track splits and you see it coming and it's set to go on the track that ends or drops off onto a cliff. So somehow you gotta hit the thing that switches the track over, stereotypical things that you would have on those type of adventures. But then there are several other things. So grand total, looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things that can happen throughout the course of the minecart adventure. And I just see this as a really fun kind of, like, you're level 1 or level 2, right? So you're not that strong, so you're a little worried about this. But this is just a really, like, combat and things. But just a really cool, just fun little ride to go on. And I don't know, I like I said, it just, that caught me and won me over to the point where I want to put this in my game. So that happens, right? You finish up that. And then they did actually pull in some things from Tomb of Annihilation. Or not Tomb of Annihilation, I'm sorry. Out of the Abyss. Further explanation of things in the Underdark. Like they mention Deathcap and Webcap mushrooms and Zerkwood mushrooms. So there's a big long list of mushrooms in Out of the Abyss, and if you've played it, you know, like, you use Zerkwood to make fire, and you use these to eat, and this to do that. And they've actually added a new type of mushroom called blue spider caps, and I don't want to reveal what they do, because I don't want to spoil that for anybody who may end up playing it, but it is very cool. And then again, there are options for simple things like you make a perception check, and it's one of those nice things where it gives you a range, right? If you have less than 8, you don't probably see anything. 9 to 12, one thing happens. 13 to 19, something else happens. And then 20 plus something, like what you can pick up with your perception checks. And those are things that I always enjoy as a DM, because then, to be completely honest, I can be lazy in that respect. Like, they roll, what's your check? Oh, 13? Well, here's what you hear. Oh, 21? Well, here's what you hear. And then basically after that, there is that's where your encounter with the kobolds happens. And that is, again, another opportunity for roleplay. There's nice big box text for if they try to go stealthy, this happens. If they fail their stealth, this happens. And there's a lot of cool, again, role-playing opportunities. I'm going to read you the kind of leader of the kobolds. His name is Herses, or might be a girl kobold if I misread that. But basically, he's eager. He's adamant, he's placating, but he's adamant about what the players are supposed to do. And then it says he's constantly rubbing his thumbs across his fingers and his eye twitches. Like, you didn't need to put that in there, but it just helps you as the DM to personify this NPC. And I love that level of detail. You didn't need to have it. This is an intro module, but it's just really cool because even if you don't like pantomime, like, I'm a kobold and I twitch my eyes and I talk with, and I rub my thumbs across my hands and my fingers, and I'm all kind of, you know, whatever. Even if you don't want to get to the level of pantomiming that, which is fine, and not everybody is that level of RP, that you want to, like, physically embody your characters to try to bring your players in, and that's fine if you're a first-time DM, or that's just not the way your table works. If you describe just that part, you know, as you're talking to him, you see that he's constantly rubbing his thumbs across his fingers, and his eye is twitching. That still helps the player characters get a better idea of who this guy is and what he acts like, without you having to physically act it out. But other than that, they may just think, oh, generic kobold. Now they kind of know the dude's got a little bit of a creepy, weird vibe to him, and maybe that helps them make their decision on how they want to treat him. And again, another great opportunity for role-playing in dealing with him and the other kobolds. But again, maybe that way he's personified changes the way your party interacts. And then there's a little bit more. I'm not going to talk too much about what happens after that, but essentially, if they make it through, the adventure is concluded. They're rewarded their gold pieces that they were offered. And then it does a very nice job. Again, like the Adventurers League, it says conclusion. It gives you the final wrap-up text. It gives you the experience, and it basically tells you the experience for the encounters are awarded as per where it's written. They also will gain additional 50 XP each if they've done X, Y, Z. And there is 6 different things that happen in the course of this adventure that if they were to do X or Y, they'll get another. So all the combat experience is added up, divided by the number of party members. And then if they do any or all of these 6 things, they'll get 50 XP for each one that they complete. That's 50 XP each. And then again, as I stated, there are 3 magic items contained within the adventure. Although 2 items, 1 potion. I'll read you the potion because I feel like I feel like it's unfair of me to just tease you guys. So the potion I will read to you, as I feel like it's not too much to give away. So this is Hearthmead. Where you find it and how you get it, that is up to you guys to find out. But it's an uncommon potion, and when you drink this potion during a short rest, you restore an additional 1d4 plus 2 hit points, and it lets off a soft, warm glow. So, again, Hearthmead, right, fire. So that's sort of how that goes. And you're level 1, or possibly 2. An extra 1d4 plus 2 hit points on a short rest could be the difference between you topping off. Yes, that's going to lose efficacy as you get to higher levels, but it's still a cool thing that you can just have. And I mean, who knows? You know, you are higher levels. You kept this since level 1 because you never needed it. What the hell, right? You're going to take a short rest. Might as well pop it. Maybe save yourself a hit die. So yeah, guys, that's it for Danger at Deepforge from FreshRad Games. Here on the DM's Guild. Again, there will be a link in the description if you would like to go pick up this adventure for yourself. It is $2. You get the PDF and everything. I kind of quickly scrolled through to show you guys. Just as a point of fact, the overall thing from front cover to final map is 18 pages long. So you got a decent amount of content. It does seem like it will truly be a 2-hour adventure, although as we all know, that can change based on the party and how long they sit and deal with various things. So yeah, my recommendation is if you need an adventure, an intro adventure, a cool fun one-shot, whatever you're needing, I would say pick this up. I think it's well designed. The combats seem to be well balanced and not too much that it's going to defeat your party. Again, mind you, it's optimized for 5 first level characters, not 4. If you're running with 3 and they're level 2, you might have to balance it different. If they're 3 level 1s, which is what I'll probably be rolling with, I may have to scale it back a little bit. But you're the DM, you have the opportunity to do that on the fly as you see fit. I will also say that, let's jump back over here, that the Thing in the Glen is another adventure from FreshRad Games. This one is only $1, and this is a 3-hour adventure for characters of 2nd or 3rd level. We have a little bit of stuff here. New monsters, as well as variations of existing monsters, a new magic item, 2 maps, an exterior battle and small dungeon, rules for dynamic encounters within the dungeon, printer-friendly and color copies, separate color player maps, scale to 50 pixels per square, which makes it good for your online mapping. Both copies of the adventure are bookmarked, allowing you to quickly scroll through the options. So this is their other adventure. So our heroes are sent to find a missing band of rangers. After discovering the source of the attack on the rangers' camp, our heroes have to climb into the mountains, battling foes and nature alike, and find the lair of the Thing in the Glen. Can the adventurers overcome these obstacles and avenge the rangers? So I haven't actually picked up this module, so I don't know what it's like. But if it is anything like the way Danger at Deepforge is, I will most likely be picking that up as well. Because theoretically, if they finish Danger at Deepforge, that is potentially a way for them to finish that and then very quickly roll into the Thing at the Glen. Something they could have possibly heard of in the process of Danger at Deepforge. Very cool way to synergize. I love that when a company makes multiple modules, that you can sort of see how they could link together to, not to say that you need to do this, but like this can start to give you a loose skeleton of the way your adventure or an arc is going to go in your campaign. And again, like I said, I will especially say new DMs, if you are afraid to write your own content or worry that you don't know how to do it, look on the DMs Guild, look on the internet. You'll find great modules like this. Some of them are pay what you want, some of them are flat out free. Some of them you're paying for the quality, and you know, you can feel free to drag and drop these and wherever you want in your campaign, or look at the structure of one of these modules, say, okay, I kind of get how this works, and use that to emulate the way things go. But as I said, you could probably run Danger at Deepforge and the Thing in the Glen, get your characters from 1st to maybe 4th level just using these modules alone. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you again to the folks at FreshRad Games for gifting me this awesome module to do a review on. I greatly appreciate it. So you guys can go ahead and check out this and the Thing in the Glen here on the DMs Guild. They're also at FreshRad Games on Twitter. There'll be links to their social media and stuff in the description below as well if you'd like to check them out. So thank you again, everyone, and I'll see you next time.